I think I was very lucky to have a front row seat to witness the genius that is Bilal. This is absolutely true. I used to be in my office and Bilal used to call me, I'm designing my house, can I come for a crit? And this is what we usually do. If I was designing something, I would go to him for a crit and so on. So he called me, he said, can I come? And he would come to my office and he was like this nutty professor kind of a guy. So he would have these sheets upon sheets, like large roll. He had long hair at that time. He would come, he would spread them. And none of those sheets would have one complete plan. So he'd say, like, look at this portion of the house in this sheet, and then there would be an underlay, and then there would be the rest of the house. So he worked really hard on this project.
A design itself, it's culmination of its nostalgia and ideas, right? So I didn't invent this thing. What I felt when I went to the Parsi college in Karachi, and my experience was very humbling, and it was like when you see staircases, people going up and down, and the body wall was short height. So I could actually communicate to the buildings and to the user, and it was very friendly and approachable. A house, especially a house, reflects the personality of the user, of the owner.
Yeah.
So hence I never wanted that my project should turn out to be arrogant.
Yeah.
So having high boundary walls creates that layer. This may, you are disconnected from the user, or the user.
Yeah.
It kind of gives a perception of how the people living inside are.
And I think that this project, in a sense, really speaks to the houses that we find in Parsi colony. And in that sense, it's a project about Karachi.
So the challenge or the idea was how to, since we are sitting in the corner plot and we have a nice breeze coming in, so how can we make this house permeable? How can the wind just cross the whole property? They are placed diagonally along the direction of the wind intentionally, so that the wind captures somewhere, it goes inside the interior space as an exit point also, which is a very common idea having posts, right? Rather than having windows which you won't be able to see in the exterior of the house, but yet the house has plenty of light, having an indoor introverted scheme. So the courts help in that way. Karachi has plenty of light, and the fact that how we can make that light become a magical element in your architecture. This is what has been explored here.
You can create these long shadows, and those long shadows look really beautiful in the house. You can actually sense the time of the day, you can sense the seasons throughout the year, and that's all possible if you can actually sensitively, think about light. And I think in this house, this is a perfect example for anyone to study about this. He used to be in love with the section. He used to say, okay, why can't we start the design through the section rather than the plan? And that's not usually how it's done. We always start with the plan. So I saw him as this really gifted, really crazy, really sensitive architect, and who was going to be on his way to make this masterpiece, which we know it is today.
It's the grade was 15 feet by 15 feet in millimeters, approximately 4,500 to 4,500. Yeah, this is how I work. I made a grid and I started subtracting and adding elements to it. And that was the main idea. And as Zuhaib mentioned, the inception of the house started from section, and I was always amazed to see architects who are able to make beautiful drawings when the section can relate to the elevation and elevation can relate to the plan.
From my own personal understanding of architecture, I think there is a specific spiritual quality to thinking that whatever we make should feel slightly incomplete. And I don't want to say too much, but I hope that it's evident what I'm trying to hint at. But there's another thing that you just said that was about context, that this house responds to context. And then this is something that, when I was witnessing you when you were doing the design, I really felt that it was there and you were really consciously thinking of that. And one of the things that I remember Bilal was really interested in doing was how to create porosity.
So what happened was that creating a light well, which is from lower ground and first. So when you walk past So the corridor, that pull was kind of scary to look at. It gives that emotion that, it's scary. So one of my partners, Mustafa, he gave me an idea of having a hanging planter, which we would see in the plan. And that gives a relief. When you walk past by, it gives you a sense of, enclosure.
That this house speaks to so many things. There's like an entire network of symbols and ideas, from the Parsi colony to how Corbusier used to design, how Frank Gehry said, leave things unfinished. Richard Myers said that things should always be white. Jeffrey Bawa talks about the courtyard. He talks about how his father took him to the beach. And it's all of these things, and they culminate in this work of architecture, which truly is a work of art.